Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here, got a battle report here for you. This is a 1,000-point team game. It was 2v2, and each of us had 1,000 points, so I guess it's like 2,000-point games. But anyway, it was a team tournament, random teams at the local tournament, or at the local game store, just a 3-round tournament. And I got randomly teamed up with a Sisters of Battle player, so it was actually pretty cool. So tis I, Lord Tremendous of 1,000 Suns, and Sister George from Sisters of Battle, against Space Elf from the Eldar, and Ultra Smurf of the Ultramarines. This is just a friggin' slugfest. It's a rough game, but it's a lot of fun. I like the team mechanic. It was interesting, especially the random team, so you couldn't really, synergize with your guy. You each brought your list, and you did the best you could. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and this is the first round, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how it goes. Here's my 1,000-point list, the 1,000 Sons of Tremendous. And yes, that is a new model in the background. It is Ahriman on foot. He's got his Black Staff of Ahriman, the Infernal Bolt pistol, and frag and crack grenades. He's also my Warlord. Here's my new unit of Rubric Marines. I've got 10 of them, with 8 Infernal Bolters, a Soul Reaper cannon, and the Sorcerer has a Force Axe and a Warp Flame pistol. It's a badass little unit. I'm really starting to fall in love with Rubric Marines. And then I've got a unit of 10 Zangors with auto pistols, chain swords, and an Instrument of Chaos. And then just because I had 30-something extra points afterwards, I threw a spawn in the list. I figured, why not? And you knew I brought him. I'm going to bring him to every game I can. My Renegade Knight, Lord Mother Effin' Tremendous. He's got Titanic feet, he's got the rapid fire battle cannon, thermal cannon, and 2 heavy stubbers. I love this weapons platform of doom. That's gonna do it for my list. It didn't occur to me that I forgot to get my partner as well as my opponent's army list for pretty much all of these games. I have no idea what any of them have. Hopefully by watching the battle reports you can put together what they had, you can surmise, but I have no idea. I'm sorry. It was a tournament, my mind was elsewhere, but at least I took pictures. Here's deployment. I took the left side, my partner took the right side, and the plan was, it's relic, so you got to control the relic in the middle of the table by the end of the game. You control it by having an infantry on it, and you pick it up, you run with it, and if that particular model that has it dies, it drops right there. For the most part, Lord Tremendous is just going to hang out in the back and lob shots across the table at anything stupid enough to get in a range. The Rubric Marines were going to stay in the bunker. That was the original plan because there was really no reason for them to move. I knew that those guys were coming forward, and my partner was going to shoot forward. He's got Sisters of Battle and all his little tanks there. They've all got those heavy flamers. They're just here to scorch the earth. My Zangors were going to make a mad dash for the relic and try to pull it back and just hold on to it till the end of the game, and really that was as far as the tactics and planning went. I really don't know what Ultramarines can do. I assume they're just like any other Marines, and I have never seen Eldar in this edition, so I'm really not sure what they're capable of, so this is going to be a learning experience for everybody. I was excited. That's it for deployment. Here's top one after movement. We got to go first, and so I advanced with the Zangors, and they shot up the middle. My partner brought up his tanks pretty much as far as they could. 2 of them just advanced, damn near completely across the table. It was impressive. After he advanced, he let them out. I guess the Sisters can do that. I don't know if everybody can do that or just the Sisters, but they did. And yeah, my Rubrics came forward a little bit because I wanted to be able to shoot, but they stayed in the covers, so I felt all right about that. The spawn went over towards the tower just in case anything did go over to the tower. I could send the spawn in to attack because you don't need line of sight, you just need range, so that was going to be useful. And that's really it. Lord Tremendous stayed right where he's at because there's no point in moving him, and my partner's assassin comes back right on our opponent's table edge there to try to take out his whirlwind before it could put down some serious hurt on us. That was it for our movement. In the psychic phase, Ahriman is able to take out 3 of the Space Marine guys up there. I don't know exactly what they are. The blue Smurfs fell down after Ahriman said some crazy magic words at him, which I was very pleased about. That was it for the psychic phase, so we go into the shooting phase, and each one of his tanks has a hunter-killer missile or something like that, and the first one fires at his whirlwind and does 5 wounds to him, I believe, which was tremendous. And then his second tank fires a hunter-killer missile at the whirlwind and finishes it off. He does like 6 wounds to it. I think it only had 10. And it didn't explode, but it did die, and that's awesome. First blood goes to us. I guess there's some flamethrowers on these tanks or something like that, and they open up on his on the Eldar that were inside the bunker there with jump packs. I guess they have some sort of like las cannon things on them, and just burn them to pieces. I think he kills 3 or 4 out of the 5 that are up there. And then I believe it's some sort of bolter or storm bolt or something like that opens up on these Marines. They're actually inside the terrain. We just couldn't hold them in there because physics. But he's able to drop another one, which is fantastic. Over here, I'm not really clear on what happens, but he's... Oh, I do remember, never mind. So, this unit right here is able to finish off the Eldar that was in there. There's some sort of death trigger or something like that that happens with them, and so the character was able to shoot back, was able to activate like it was a normal shooting turn for, and open up on the characters, or on that unit, and kills 4 of the sisters. But, you know what, we got the Eldar out of there, we've got the one sister left. I still think we came up on top, especially considering what I heard that unit can do. Rinse, wash, repeat type of thing over here. Wash, rinse, repeat. I'm sorry. The tank on the far right there opens up on the unit of Marines that were in cover and obliterates the unit. Yeah. Sisters of Battle are pretty friggin' terrifying in their cars. I gotta admit. My Rubric Marines decide to open up, and we shoot at the little, I don't know, the Eldar infantry, I can't remember what they're called, and we kill 2 of them. Not my greatest shooting, but not my worst. I'm glad 2 are dead. Lord Tremendous finally opens up with his cannons, and I'm able to kill 3 more of the Eldar infantry, and I put 3 wounds on his airplane. Not my finest shooting ever, but 6 wounds downrange, top of 1, I'll take what I can. We go into the assault phase, and my partner's assassin goes after the Marines inside the barn, if nothing else, just to stop them from shooting real well next turn. Although I believe all Ultramarines can disengage and shoot, because that's a thing. Combat goes pretty left-sided. Nothing happens. Nothing happens at all. They swing, their wrists break, and they look at each other like, well, that was embarrassing. And that brings us to bottom of 1 after movement. So, I learned something very interesting about their warp spiders. That's what they're called. How did I forget that name? They move 7 inches, which is impressive enough as it is, but then he gets to roll 4d6 plus 7 for his movement. Doesn't count as advancing, doesn't count as anything bad. He doesn't even get a -1 to shoot or anything like that. It's just, you can move 4d6 plus 7 inches across the table with no negative. And it counts as flying, so he can land wherever the hell he wants to. No detriment, nothing. Their shooting is still devastating. Ah, Games Workshop, you magnificent fucking idiots. But whatever, it's a Games Workshop game, what can you do? So his warp spiders go clear across the table like they're in a goddamn aircraft carrier. And just end up right in the middle, right on top of everything, because whatever. His airplane does the same thing, he moves forward. Oh, and his airplane makes it so that everything's -1 to hit. It's crazy. Or when you're shooting at him and they're -1 to hit. It's Games Workshop garbage, but it's Games Workshop. If they don't produce garbage, they don't produce. So anyway, they're all in the middle now. The Ultramarines really kind of stay put. They stay on that bunker. They want that bunker. They're going to keep that bunker. It's a little tank with a bunch of plasma guys stay inside the ruins on the left side there, and the guys that are fighting his assassin, I think they disengage, and that's really it. For the most part, though, yeah, their movement is quick, decisive, and ridiculous. So I don't believe he's got a psychic phase. So we go into shooting, and immediately his stuff opens up on the sister's tank, and I believe does 2 or 3 wounds to it just with their shooting. Not 100% on that, but I know they do some wounds to the tank. Then over here, I don't remember what shoots at him. I think it's more of the warp spiders or something, but 3 Zangors eat it, and that sucks. I think he split fire with that unit. The warp spiders over here open up on the spawn and kill him no problem, which allows them to shoot again because they didn't have enough cool special rules. So they open up on the rubrics, and honestly, their shots aren't that big of a deal. I rolled like raw butt, and 3 rubrics die. So that was just good shooting on my opponent's part. The Ultramarines with Hell Blasters or whatever open up on the tank and explode it, which allows the character, the Eldar character or whatever, to do some sort of soul burst thing or whatever. Basically, unit dies or unit kills a unit within 7 or something like that. They get to act, they get to do something out of turn. So she moved out of cover. Well, she's still in cover. She just moved over to the left there. I don't fully understand why. That brings us back into the assault phase, and this combat over here, the Marines charge back into her. She does Overwatch, and she's got some weird leadership attack, and actually takes out, I think only 1 or 2 get into combat with her. And here the lone Marine attacks the lone sister, because, you know what, it could be a match made in heaven, or this could be what all the domestic abuse is about. We're not really sure yet. So, yeah, turns out it's not about love at all. That Marine murders the sister and then does his reconciliation or whatever into the tank, just keeping him in combat, which is a very good move by our opponents. And then the combat over here is another limp-wristed butterfly kiss fest. So I think, honestly, they're just flirting at this point. And I find that disgusting. This brings us to top of 2 after movement, and alright, I've had enough of these Eldar fucks. The rubrics come out, the Zangors move up, the tanks move around. We're gonna murder these guys, alright? The Zangors run up and catch the relic and then start falling back, and the hope here is that Ahriman is able to use warp time on him to get him to fall back. I know I can only move 9 inches max when I have the relic. I've only moved 3 so far, so that gives me another 6 inches of movement with the unit, which is great. Other than that, Lord Tremendous comes out of hiding to get a better angle at shooting and stuff. I'd really love to take his plane out right where it sits. We'll see what I can do. Also, Ahriman can see his character, which is inside the tower. He can see about 25% of him, which is all I need, which is excellent. So I'm hoping to be able to take out the Eldar character, which will lower the -1 to hit by at least 1, because the plane and the character put out this -1 to hit bubble that's cumulative, because that's actually pretty cool. I actually have no problem with that. So we're trying. I'm gonna kill as many of these space elves as I can, because that's what I was born to do, and that's it for movement. In the psychic phase, Ahriman is able to take out the character with Smite and maybe Infernal Gaze, one of the two. No, I'm sorry, that's a lie. Smite was on an 11. I did D6 wounds, I did 6 wounds to him, killing the character, which was awesome. And then I did something to the plane, which put some wounds on him. I cannot remember for the life of me what it was. And my little guy, the little sorcerer with the axe, he was able to smite and do some damage to the warp spiders. So really productive phase so far. All is not peaches and gravy, though, because unfortunately, Ahriman cast warp time on the Zangors, like was part of the plan. And I roll boxcars to do it. It goes off. They do warp time, but Ahriman takes a mortal wound. Thank God, only 1. And that kind of sucks. And like I said, I was able to warp time, so the Zangors moved over here. It was about 6 inches for just a guy carrying the relic. Everyone else, they were able to advance, I think, 9 or something like that. But the character, or the model with the relic did not move further than 9 inches. So don't be calling me a cheater. We go into shooting, and my rubrics open up on the warp spiders, killing 4 of them. I wish it had been 6, but, you know, I'll take 4. Who am I to complain? And then I open up with Lord Tremendous. I'm able to do a decent amount of damage. I take that damn plane down to 4 wounds, which is great. And then, that was with the thermal cannon, I believe. The heavy stubber went into the warp spiders, but, I mean, it's just a flat out, you get your AP, so nothing good happened there. But I was really proud with the damage that the rapid-fire battle cannon did to the Hellblaster guys that were inside cover. Killed a whole bunch of them. Killed 3 or 4 of them, and that was outstanding. Might have taken out the entire unit. I don't remember exactly, but as you can see in the cover back there, most if not all are gone, and that's outstanding. We go into the assault phase, and I decide to hell with it. I'm taking the damn warp spiders out. The Rubric Marines go in. They make it in unscathed, and hopefully they have it in them to finish these guys off. The assassin goes back in over here because, well, no, she's still in that combat over there. And once again, I think it's a wrist fight. Just, butterfly kisses and hugs. Yeah, we go into combat, and unfortunately, I'm only able to kill 1 warp spider. I don't have it in them to do a whole lot of damage in close combat. I'm a ranged army, what can I tell you? But 1 more is dead, and that's awesome. This brings us to bottom of 2 after movement. Yeah. So the warp spiders, they can still do their 46 plus 7 movement, and it counts as flying, so they can still shoot and everything like that, because, hey, I'm sure he's paying 57 points a model. Anyway, so they do. The warp spiders move. The one moves, up and to the right of the tower, so you can't really see them. The other warp spiders jump up on top of the tower, because actually that makes total sense. That was a good move on my opponent's part. The aircraft comes flying over to shoot at the Zangors, because they currently have the relic, and I think his Space Marines start moving towards the Zangors as well to try to take them out. The ones over in the barn on the right are fighting with sisters, and the assassin, they're basically out of this game, and that's perfect. And that's really it for his movement. Nothing else of real interest happens. In the psychic phase, his airplane is actually a psyker, and he casts Smite on the Zangors. I do try to stop it, and I fail, even with the +1. So, yeah, 2 Zangors die to his Smite, and that's what that feels like. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So we enter into the shooting phase, and the Space Marines, I don't remember exactly which unit, open up onto the Zangors, killing 2 more. It's like, uh-oh, this is probably not a great idea. Over here, the sisters get lit up by the warp spiders. I think it's the warp spiders. There's a group of them on the top there in the northern part of the tower, and now I think there's like 2 or 3 left. I think 1 is a character. So, yeah, they really ripped them apart over here. And then I believe the Hellblasters fire at, or whatever, the remaining 2 fire at this tank over here and do a couple of wounds to him, which really isn't bad. We got lucky there. His magical airplane opens up on my Zangors and only kills 1. Thank all the Zinch. And then we go into the assault phase. So this little hero over here tries to go after the ladies. They overwatch and murder him, which was out flippin' standing. Dude was a hero though. He did hold on for a while, but he died to a valiant charge. I'm glad he's dead. Unfortunately, since he died within 7 inches of Twiddles over there, whatever that Eldar character is, she was able to cast a spell and finish off my last 3 Zangors, which really sucked. Unit of Marines over here charge the unit of Sisters and make it unscathed, and then we go into battle. This character, I think this is a lieutenant, is able to finish off the assassin, but he does take 2 wounds after the battle, so it is what it is. And this fight over here is a Patty Cake Fest, which I believe ends in a draw. Nothing happens in the morale phase, so here's top of 3 after movement, and we're getting desperate. Ahriman runs over, grabs the relic, and then falls back. He does advance. That's not going to stop him from casting, but it will stop him from shooting. Whoop-de-F didn't do. He's got a pistol. My Rubric Marines go into the tower. There's a little level on the 2nd floor there. They go up to there to just try to get some shots off. Lord Tremendous comes around the side to try to murder as many of those scumbags as he can. The sisters back off. So here's the plan. We got to kill that damn plane. If we can kill the plane, Ahriman's got the relic. Ahriman will continue falling back. Hopefully we'll win the game, and that'll be the end of that. But right now we got to deal with all those damn warp spider guys, because they can move clear across the table, because, totally fine with that. And that's really it. We're starting to fall back. I'm bringing Lord Tremendous around so they have something to shoot at. So they've got something big in their face to hopefully catch their attention. And yeah, that's it for movement. In the psychic phase, Ahriman gets smite off on the airplane and only does 1 wound to it, which hurts. But I guess one's better than none. So try to see the sunny side, right? Go into the shooting phase and it starts off with a bang. I'm sorry. Then we shoot at the sisters' tanks shoot at the warp spiders, killing a couple, not a lot. The tank over here opens up on the aircraft and is able to finish it off, thank God. It does not explode, it crashes, it burns, and the pilots inside die a horrible fiery death. Good. That's what Eldar deserve. My rubrics are up next, and they open up on the tank in front of them, because it's really the only choice they have. And if I'm not mistaken, they put a solid 4 wounds on it. I can't tell, that die is kind of far away. Hang on, let me get that picture. Oh, no, not even close. They put 1 wound through on it. My bad. I should have looked at the picture. But yeah, they do a solid wound to it, and good on them. They broke the windshield. Lord Tremendous opens up and finishes off the Hellblasters, kills all but 3 of the warp spiders, and I think I finish off the 1 warp spider that was in front of the tower there, which honestly is not terrible shooting at all. I was very pleased. We jump into the assault phase. Lord Tremendous goes into the tank and takes 4 wounds for going in. Yeah, he hit me with the Overwatch. But I do make it into contact with him, and I'm hoping to rip him up and get to that juicy center on the inside. That'll be nice. Even the rubrics get into it. They assault the warp spiders, and this is pivotal. This is really, really critical. I need to kill these 3 guys right here and now, or I'm in a lot of trouble, because they can disengage, because that rule is broken as hell. There's nothing I can do to stop the disengage, because that rule is broken as hell. Age of Sigmar bullshit. And if they can get away from me, they can open up on Ahriman, because they can move 46 plus 7 inches, because, yeah, lack of imagination. And yeah, so this is what it comes down to. If I can't get rid of these models, these 3 spiders, they're gonna win, and there's very little I can do about it. And yes, the Forge World Queen Lunatic attacks the Sisters of Battle Lunatic, and that should be really ugly. Lord Tremendous makes that damn tank bite the curb and then stomps on the back of his head. It does not explode, but the juicy center comes out, and I move my 3 inches to engage them. They are Ultramarines. They can disengage and shoot because they all can. That's just their chapter tactic special rule that they get for free because Ultramarines need that. Anyway, so I know I'm probably screwed, but if I can keep attention here and off of Ahriman with the relic, we can win the game. So please, I'm hoping that they pay attention here. Over here, I get them down to like 2 warp spiders, and 2 of my Rubric Marines die. These poor bastards are not meant for combat. Damn it, I tried. And if my opponent sees what I see, we've lost the game. Or there's a really good chance we lost the game. We'll see. Okay, here it is, bottom of 3 after movement, and he saw it. As you can see, the warp spiders ran over and are inches away from Ahriman, who is now the closest to him. And the rest of his movement, I don't really give a crap about. That's the important stuff. That's where the game is going to hinge, and let's get to it. It's not all terrible, I guess. His Eldar caster does try to hit Ahriman with a smite or something like that and rolls boxcars and takes a couple of wounds for her trouble. Not enough to kill her, not enough to even come close to killing her, but it's nice to know that she's bleeding from the eye sockets. Unfortunately, the spell does go off, and Ahriman takes 3 more wounds. I did try to stop it. The dice gods were like, nope, not today. What can you do? We go into shooting, and his warp spiders just unload on Ahriman. Only, if you can believe it, if you ever need proof that the dice gods are sons of bitches, yeah, only 1 wound is done to Ahriman, and it gets through. I needed to roll a 3, I rolled a 2. It's meant to be, it's meant to be, what can you do? And since a unit died within 7 inches of the warp spiders, they get to activate again, they move, they go over, they claim the relic, and due to time, the game is over. And there it is, there's the end of the game. Good old disengage. I swear to God, if I ever find the guy that penned that rule, I'll make him bite a curb. What a piece of garbage he is. But you know what? This is a well-played game on both sides. I got to admit, my opponent did, our opponents did amazing. My partner was kicking ass the entire game. Honestly, I was the weakest link in this game. I did the least. So, you know, hey, you're not a really surprise if you've ever seen my battle reports. But yeah, this was a solid game. We beat the ever-loving crap out of each other, and in the end, our opponents outplayed us, plain simple and to the point. Would the outcome have been different had we been able to play the last few rounds? Possibly. Probably would have killed the warp spiders this turn. Possibly would have been able to secure the relic with a couple of sisters. I don't know. I really don't know. Lord Tremendous was making his move, but it's a tournament, and it's timed, and we ran out of time. And we knew we were running out of time when we went into turn 3. It's going to happen. So, it is what it is. Opponents outplayed us. They deserved to win, and it was a hard-fought victory. Good on them. I still hate the disengage rule, though, with a passion of 1,000 lovers. So, yeah, they need to fix that fucking rule. Like I said, I don't have a problem with the mechanic. Fine, keep the stupid mechanic, but there ought to be something that the unit they're disengaging from gets to do. And not every fucking unit should be able to fucking shoot and act as normal after they disengage. That is such garbage. But you've heard that rant before. I'm not going to repeat it here. And yeah, this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Alright guys and gals, like you've seen, my army looks amazing. And it is amazing. It's really, really well done. And if you know anything about me, you know I had nothing to do with it. I can't paint to save my life. Literally, somebody puts a gun to my head and says paint, they might as well pull the trigger. However, luckily for me, I know a guy named Big Tom of Big Tom Painting. And he has graciously, I should say, painted a bunch of my stuff, all of my stuff in fact, and made it look amazing. And he'll do the same for you. So if you've got unpainted models, unfinished models, or, to be honest, really crappily painted models, send Big Tom an email. Tell him what you're looking for, tell him what you got, and see if you guys can't come to some sort of arrangement. He works fast, he works great, he does amazing work, and you will not be disappointed with what you get. And you won't be disappointed by what you pay, you really won't. So, come on guys, quit being embarrassed to field your army, be proud of it for a change, send him an email, and tell him Tremendous sent you. You won't regret it. So, yes, in the end, it was a defeat for Lord Tremendous and Sister George. At the last possible moment, the opponent had the relic, and the game ended due to time. It is what it is, very well played by my opponents. I ended up losing Ahriman, my Zangors, and my Spawn. Which, actually, my losses were pretty light, all things considered. I'm just gonna say it. We had this game. We did. The entire time we controlled that frickin' relic. And, disengage. God damn the man that came up with the rule disengage. It allowed our opponents to snag the victory. There was nothing we could do to stop them. There was nothing we could do to tie them up. And in the end, just due to a series of unfortunate events and well played by my opponents, they were able to snag the relic from us. And it's just... it's painful to lose like this, you know, but it's always painful to lose, so what can you do? Really wish GW would get around to correcting the disengage rule, but I got a funny feeling it's going to stay in its current iteration because, well, it's Games Workshop. What can you do? This is the first time that I've encountered the Eldar in 8th edition, and it was really kind of cool to see how they worked and what their little toys were. That soul burst thing or whatever, when a unit dies within 7 inches of them, That seems Dark Elder as hell to me, but hey, it was a cool mechanic. The Ultramarines were as nasty as I expected, but they're Ultramarines. I mean, they're Space Marines. You know what you're gonna face when you face Space Marines. Yeah, they've all got their little, niches and stuff, but it's basically the same thing, just in a different color every time you run into them, and they were as tough as I expected. The sisters were really, really awesome. My partner carried me through this game, burning a path to victory. I was very impressed with how just lethal the sisters really are. As much whining as I've done, this really was a fun game to start the tournament off with. It was cool to be partnered up with the Sisters of Battle player. It was cool to see Eldar and Ultramarines partnering up. It was just really cool. And my partner's army is really perfect for me because my partner's army is get in your face and burn you down, and I'm a long-range army, and it's really cool. Our opponents were cool, patient, fun, and anytime any of them want a rematch, I am 100% game. And that's gonna do it. Battle Report number 17 is officially in the history books. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But as always, guys, thanks.